Hello and welcome to Eastern Sky Media. I'm Prashanti Mokhtan bringing you today's news bulletin in English. 2 weeks after the oath-taking of Arunachal Pradesh's Chief Minister Nabam Tuki, 9 legislators of the majority party Congress took the oath of office and secrecy amid report of political dissidents at Darbar Hall at Raj Bhavan in Itanagar. The 9 newly inducted ministers of Nabam Tuki-led cabinet includes Tanga Byaling from Nacho, Kaliko Pul from Hayuliang, Chauna Main from Lekang, Kamlung Mosang from Miao, Tapang Talu from Pangin, Pema Khandu from Mukto, Gojen Gadi from Basar, Takam Pario from Palin and Kumar Wai from Baming constituencies. Governor retired Lieutenant General Nirbhay Sharma administered the oath of office and secrecy to the new ministers. Chief Minister Tuki revealed that the remaining 3 names in the ministerial berths will be inducted in the second phase. The maiden sitting of the 6th Legislative Assembly of Arunachal Pradesh has begun with a session of 3 days. Pro Tem Speaker Kameng Dolo administered the oath of affirmation to all members as part of the Legislative Assembly. The first session began with 2 minutes of silence to mourn the passing away of former ministers Neulai Ting Khatra and T.G. Rinpoche earlier this year. Although 57 MLAs were sworn in to faithfully discharge their duty to the public and for the society, Chao Tewa Main from Chowkham SC Assembly constituency could not attend the oath-taking ceremony owing to ill health. The appointment of the parliamentary secretaries will be made today along with the election of a new speaker. The 60-member assembly this year has 42 members from Congress owing to the party's landslide victory. 11 from BJP, 5 from People's Party of Arunachal and 2 independents are also part of the state assembly. While 2 women members, Karya Bagang and Gum Tayeng, marked their presence in the assembly, 19 new faces have been inducted along with the historic 11 unopposed Congress members. The 19 new faces in the Assembly constituency include 9 BJP members Kento Rina, Laisam Simai, Olom Panyang, Tage Taki, Tamar Murtem, Tumke Bagra, Kaling Moyong, Dr. Mahesh Chai, Tesan Pongte, 5 Congress members Mutchu Miti, Dikto Yekar, Zingnu Namchum, Tatung Jamo, Mama Natung, 3 from PPA, Wanglam Sawin, Tirong Abo, Pani Taram, and independents Chiring Tashi and Panga Bage. Northeast Affairs Committee members led by MP Bez Barua met with Minister of State for Home Affairs Kiran Rijiju to apprise him on the issues that Northeasterners face, especially in the national capital and other metro cities. Rijiju assures that security in the national capital with no discrimination on the basis of race is a clear instruction to the Delhi police. Meanwhile, he remains non-committal on an anti-racial law. J.T. Tagam, who is part of the committee, told Eastern Sky Media on how the orders given by MHA should be followed by the Delhi police on the ground level. Meanwhile, David Boyce, who heads Northeast India Forum Against Racism, praised the new minister as being updated regarding Northeast issues and hoped for maximum support from the Ministry of Home Affairs.
उत्तर प्रदेश से हमने रिपोर्ट लिया है और आज जो रिपोर्ट मिला है और जो बलात्कार का घटना आया है वो बहुत बड़ी निंदनीय घटना है और जब रिपोर्ट हमने देखा तो बहुत हमको विचलित किया है, अच्छा नहीं लगा और साथ में वहाँ की राज्य सरकार ने कुछ एक्शन लिए हैं, लेकिन ऐसे मामलों में कार्रवाई जो है तुरंत होना चाहिए और वहाँ से अगर सीबीआई के लिए रिकमेंडेशन करता है तो वो केंद्र सरकार हमारा मंत्रालय में आएंगे तो हम तो उसको आगे बढ़ाएंगे, लेकिन जो तुरंत तत्कालीन कार्रवाई होना चाहिए राज्य सरकार के वहाँ के जो पुलिस फोर्स की ओर से, उसमें कोई ढील नहीं होना चाहिए। रिपोर्ट हमको मिला है और उस रिपोर्ट को हमने स्टडी कर लिया है, उसके आगे जो कार्रवाई होगा अगर राज्य सरकार का कार्रवाई से हमको लगता है कि संतुष्ट नहीं है तो हस्तक्षेप जरूर होगा।
We have apprised Honorable MOS, Home Affairs, regarding the recent initiatives that was given by the Delhi Police, the standing order regarding the standing order 383 by 2012, which is quietly ineffective, because of which the most of the incidents are happening. The moment we talk about law and security, the first thing comes before us is the Delhi police. So Delhi police is somewhere, but though the order has been given by the MHA, but there are certain aspects where the police are not following the exact rules, exact regulations. So I have asked the MOS Home Minister to look after it. If an order has been given, then it should be strictly implemented. And we have also apprised the recent, whatever the studies we have made so far from Pune, Mumbai and Bangalore. So we have reported, and by first week of July, we will be submitting the final report.
Over 500 inner line permit transgressors were deported after a joint operation by all Nishi Students' Union and all Papumpare District Students' Union, along with district administration and police in the capital complex in Arunachal Pradesh. The student body and the administration conducted the joint operation following reports of large influx of non-Arunachalis without the prerequisite documents to enter Arunachal Pradesh. The ILP defaulters were deported back through Bandardewa check gate. The ILP checking is said to continue from time to time. ANSU General Secretary Nyanya Golo has appealed to the administration to continue checking the infiltration. According to Golo, the defaulters should be punished at par with the law. Golo believes that as the student body of Arunachal Pradesh and as a responsible citizen, they are volunteering for the future security of the state. He has also urged the non-tribal living in the state capital without the valid documents not to panic.
2014, we have apprised the government of Arunachal Pradesh in addressing both the disease of Papumpare and Capital Complex and the two SPs and the DGP. And in that very statement, we apprised them to check the non-ILP holders, which is in and around, especially in a Capital Complex and in and around Papumpare district. So this is so we have apprised. So as per our apprise, government is also, they are also very much taking, official, these things, prompt action, and they are also doing. So I, on behalf of the students community of my ANSU and all Papumpare District Students Union, I would extend our thanks to them also. At the same time, we apprise them also to continue the same spirit in the time to come.
आज कैपिटल कॉम्प्लेक्स में ईटानगर चिंपू से लेके बंदरदेवा तक यहाँ पे जो अथॉरिटीज़ है और आपसू और आंसू के जो यूनियंस के जो लीडर्स है वो यहाँ पे आईएलपी चेकिंग कर रहे हैं, जो इनर लाइन परमिट का जो चेकिंग होता है अरुणाचल में, जो जिससे जहाँ बढ़ती हुई जहाँ पे यहाँ के लोग बहुत इन्फ्लक्स, मतलब बाहर से बहुत सारे लोग बिना आईएलपी के यहाँ पे आ रहे हैं, तो उनको चेकिंग करना बहुत ज़रूरी है। काफ़ी दिनों से ये एक कंसर्न अथॉरिटीज़ ने पकड़ा था आईएलपी का, बहुत सारे लोग अभी तक पकड़े गए हैं, तो आज भी संडे को भी चेक कर रहे हैं। तो चलिए हम आज सर से बात करते हैं, पूछते हैं कि आज उन्होंने कितना पकड़ा और कैसा उनका ये चल रहा है काम। सर, जैसे यहाँ पे बहुत सारा जो लोग हैं बाहर से नॉन ऑफ दी अरुणाचलीज वो यहाँ पे आते हैं, तो आप लोगों ने आज के दिन में कितना अभी तक मैक्सिमम, अगर आप अप्रोक्सीमेटली बताएं तो कितना बिना आईएलपी होल्डर वाले यहाँ पे आए हैं?
यहाँ तक आज का दिन में वी हैव डिवाइडेड कैपिटल रीजन इनटू 5 zones. So this is zone 2. Within zone 2 so far we have arrested 75 persons, and they will be externed out within a short period of time from here, and still our drive is still going on.
लाइक हम लोग देख रहे हैं कि बंदरदेवा में जो चेकिंग होता है उसके वो होते हुए भी यहाँ पे कैपिटल के अंदर कैसे आ जाते हैं, तो आपका मतलब क्या है कि क्या वहाँ पे प्रॉपर चेकिंग नहीं होता? रीज़न क्या है उसका अंदर आने का?
The main reason is that many of the people whom we have arrested or whom we have caught, it is found that they are coming from not through the Bandardewa check gate. Some of them are passing through the river banks and also from the railway track. And also there are footpaths जहाँ से आ रहे हैं, तो exactly बंदरदेवा से आता है बोल के आता होगा, लेकिन नहीं भी आता होगा, लेकिन जितना पकड़ा है हमको बोल रहा है कि बंदरदेवा से नहीं होके आया है, कहीं से होके आया है.
Many expectations from the Northeast community are riding on the MOS for Home Affairs Kiren Rijiju and Donor Minister former Army Chief V.K. Singh. David Boyce of Northeast India Forum Against Racism is hoping for a reformed donor ministry under V.K. Singh. J.T. Tagam, former ASUD president, says that certain demands will be put forward to the donor minister directly, including that of hostel facilities for male students. MOS for Home Affairs Kiran Rijiju has expressed that he will be working in close coordination with the donor ministry and assured that infrastructural demands will be met.
3 महीने पहले गृह मंत्रालय ने एक समिति बनाया था कि पूर्वोत्तर के जितने लोग रहते हैं हिंदुस्तान के अलग अलग भागों में, दिल्ली और खास करके शहरों में, वहाँ जितना पूर्वोत्तर के लोगों के खिलाफ जुर्म होता है और उसके खिलाफ अलग अलग समस्याएं जो देखने को मिला है, जो एक समिति बनाया है उसका जो अंतरिम रिपोर्ट को मैंने मांगा है। तो समितियों से मैंने पूछा कि आप लोग ने कहाँ तक काम किया है और आगे क्या क्या करने का आवश्यकता है। तो रिपोर्ट लिया और काफ़ी हद तक उन्होंने काम किया है और उसमें खास करके पुलिस का रोल और राज्य सरकारों का क्या क्या रोल रहेगा उसका हमने आंकलन किया है। तो मेरे ख्याल से जुलाई फर्स्ट वीक में रिपोर्ट फाइनल हो जाएगा और हमारे मंत्रालय से, गृह मंत्रालय से ये रिपोर्ट का जो कैसा एक्शन लिया जाएगा वो हम लोग निर्णय करेंगे। और मैं समझता हूँ कि प्रधानमंत्री जी का भी इसमें मत बहुत ही क्लियर है कि पूर्वोत्तर के लोगों के खिलाफ कोई भी जुर्म इस देश में नहीं होना चाहिए। तो प्रधानमंत्री जी का और मेरे मंत्री राजनाथ सिंह जी का जो मत है तो उसको हम लोग बिल्कुल अपने जो आने वाले दिन में उसके हिसाब से काम करेंगे।
As I said earlier, I am very happy that General V.K. Singh, who was the Eastern Commander earlier and who has a good knowledge of Northeast India, has taken over as the Minister for Northeast. And my simple expectation is that we will have an opportunity to interact and express our concerns of Northeast India, both for short-term and long-term strategies that involves reformation of Donier, because Donier has just become another department which I do not know how they function till now, but whatever I hear needs a lot of work to do.
Arunachal Pradesh BJP party unit has demanded a white paper on the alleged financial crisis in the state. The party president of Arunachal Pradesh BJP, Tai Tagak, claimed that the simultaneous election of Lok Sabha and State Assembly seats held on April 9th had resulted in an allegedly serious financial crisis in the state. He demanded the state government to provide white paper on the alleged financial crisis in the state. Tagak also claimed that the worst hit were government employees and students. Leader of BJP Legislature Party, Tamio Taga, assures the state government that as the main opposition in the state, the BJP would support the Congress-led government in developmental work by bringing funds from the centre.
I want to make it clear that for any kind of development there has to be peace. In Arunachal Pradesh, the law and order situation has to be improved first. There is no law and order, there is no rule of law in Arunachal Pradesh. So the administration and the police organization needs to be strengthened, and the judiciary need to be separated from the administration immediately on priority.
Welfare and development as two driving force. K. Chandrasekhar Rao is set to lead the future of Telangana as India's 29th state's first Chief Minister. TRS President K. Chandrasekhar Rao is now set to lead the future of over 4 crore population as the first Chief Minister of Telangana, which was carved out of Andhra Pradesh after a long violent struggle. Rao's government looks forward to maintain cordial relationships, not only with the centre but also the neighbouring states. The new government wants to stir the state to a progressive and development-oriented state. Admission process has now begun for the much-coveted 54,000 plus seats in Delhi University. The process, which began yesterday, will go up to 16th June, which is the last date for submission of forms. The forms will be available both offline and online. The university is continuing with its 4-year UG program, and a welcome relief comes with the reintroduction of option of choosing colleges in the form. Archer from Manipur, Leishram Bombela Devi, has won the gold medal in the National Archery Tournament held at Hyderabad. Earlier this year, Leishram Bombela Devi had won the bronze medal in a mixed team with Atanu Das by beating their Mexican rivals in the second World Cup held at Medellin in Colombia. The Manipuri archer had represented India at the 2012 London Olympics and was part of 2008 Beijing Olympics contingent, competing in the women's individual as well as team events. Winner of Roadies X1, Nikhil Sachdeva, believes in taking the wrong turns that might lead to some right path, rather than not taking chances. Here's an exclusive from Eastern Sky Media. From a Roadies reject to a true blue roadie who emerged victorious in Roadies X1 Right for Respect, we have Nikhil Sachdeva with us today. So Nick, first off, congratulations on your win. How was it winning the revamped version of Roadies this time?
Well, to be very honest, I'm on the top of the world and I could not actually swallow it down my throat. The moment I won, I was like, seriously, I won? Let me wake up. But yeah, the feeling is awesome. I mean, something you dream of since so many years, that, you know, you want to be at that level. You go there and you win it. Winning is the more important part, because, see, every year there are more than 15 contestants, but nobody remembers them. The one remembered is the only one who wins. So, of course, the winning is very important for me. And the best part about this journey was I won with respect. I won everyone's respect. I mean, talk about Facebook, talk about YouTube, the kind of comments, the kind of feedback I've been getting from people, really awesome. That actually, that is the satisfaction level I got from there.
All right. So, you know, going back a bit, in the actual season that preceded this one, you were actually rejected at the audition stage, right? Whereas you came back again, I think, with a vengeance to win. So if you could tell us a bit about the time you got rejected by Raghu and Ranvijay.
Well, vengeance is a strong word, but yeah, I had that rage in me. Last year I gave an audition and I was too fat. I was 105 kilos. These people asked me to lose weight. They're like, dude, you're too fat. I don't think you will be able to do the task. We'll consider you if you end up losing weight. And please stop talking in English, you know, because it's a Hindi television show. Now, Hindi is something I can control. English is something I can express myself better in. You know, I can get back to Hindi. That is not a problem. But losing weight was a challenge for me. I lost 28, 29 kilos in that 1 year of time. And when I went for the audition second time in Roadies X1, Right for Respect, Raghu and Ranvijay were stunned to see me. I can still remember that words of Ranvijay, ki maza aa gaya tere ko milke. It doesn't go off my ears.
Thank you so much, Nikhil, for joining us today. So you heard it from the man himself, that it is hard work and taking chances mostly that helps one succeed in life. So wishing all the aspirational roadies good luck for the next season. This is Prashanti with camera person Deepak for Eastern Sky Media. This is all for today from Eastern Sky Media. This is Prashanti signing off.